Hey, everybody. Welcome. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. And we're getting ready. So, what happens next is the topic, right? We're going to talk about what's going to happen next. So, we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to get into stuff. I just want to remind everybody if we have any technical issues, which I hope we don't tonight, which would be nice if we don't, I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So, just pay attention. And if we get blanked out, then just wait. I'll get right back on. So just putting that out there ahead of time. I want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. So please, no racism, no attacks against each other, even in the chat. Just be decent. If you are not, I now have a whole bunch of new moderators as well that will boot you out of here because we're not going to tolerate it. And they do a very good job of keeping everything squared away, and I appreciate them for that. So anyway, I hope everybody's had a good week so far and, doing okay. And so here we are. It's Friday night already. So weekend is here. So I know everybody saw the president speak today. And again, I took that more as, their lip service. And this is my opinion. I think it was more lip service than anything else. I think as things continue to accelerate and you're going to see more and more things happening. Next week should be interesting, in my opinion, because when you have, the National Guard and these guys are being called up, what reason are they being called up for? So we're going to get into that a little bit more as well. So, but I want to go over a couple things really, really quickly. And I thought that this was really interesting. So according to the big numbers, like they're saying 70,000 people plus have recovered from the virus so far. And again, let's take their numbers with a grain of salt because we don't know what the true numbers are because we've never been given the truth by any country so far, in my opinion, especially China. China will never tell the truth. So I'm going to give a comparison really quickly of something, okay? So in Italy, you have 17,660 people with the virus, right? They have 1,266 people dead already in Italy. In China, who supposedly only has about 80,000 cases of coronavirus in their country, only have about a little over 3,000 people dead. It just doesn't even make any sense, okay? So obviously, I believe that the numbers are much, much higher than they're being given to us. And that's, like I said, that's my opinion. But there was a study out, and I don't know if you guys saw this or not, by a Hong Kong doctor that said that the people that have recovered from the coronavirus, that 20 to 30% diminished lung capacity for those survivors. So if you survive it and you've recovered, you're going to have between 20 and 30% diminished lung capacity. So you're recovered, but you're never going to be the same again. So that's something to think about too. And they were saying that these people could have a hard time even walking up the stairs and stuff. Hey, Prepper Chris 1, may I give you a great YouTube show? Oh, hold on a second. I just want to. May I give a great YouTube showing all active cases? Sure. If you would like to share that, that would be great. Absolutely, we'd like that. And thank you very much for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. But anyway, so the numbers that they're saying right now is 142,557 cases with 5,359 dead, and they're saying 70,174 recovered. That's the numbers that they're giving us, okay? The United States numbers have jumped up again. As they continue to finally do more testing, I think you're going to continue to see those numbers increase. But right now they're saying 2,269 cases in the U.S. with 48 dead and 31 recovered. So that's a big difference from what what we're being told from other places. We have 12 states in the U.S. right now that are on shutdown. So 12 different states, and New York is included in that, have called state of emergencies and all that type of stuff. All right, they're saying that in New York we have 328 cases, and I think that number comes from yesterday, so I don't think they've updated that yet. But of that 328 cases in New York, 148 of them are in Westchester County. So that's the county where the lawyer was and stuff like that. So they're saying him alone, I think they said he alone has infected more than 50 people. So think about that. Think about, Tommy Thompson. Hold on a second, Tommy. I want to see what you said here. Let's see where. Been to Walmart, may never go again. Madhouse, save yourself. Yeah, you know what? People are crazy. They sure are. I know my sister, I talked to my sister today, and she was out and about doing some shopping. I've had a lot of people sending me information about being out and about today and doing shopping, and they said it's insane. It's absolutely insane. And the problem is when you have the sheep finally waking up, they're going to rush the stores. And we've talked about that, leading up to this. And the last place you're going to want to be, guys, at this point is in that store with hundreds, possibly thousands of other people. You don't know who they've been in contact with. That's the last place you're going to want to be. Now would be the time, in my opinion. And, I'm just going to give you my opinion because I did a lot of my major shopping before. Now is the time to hit those secondary stores. I did my video earlier today. I went and hit the Tractor Supply and got more feed for the birds. I got more dog food, more cat food. And believe me, I got plenty of dog food and cat food already. Hey, Chase, watch the interview, Mike. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, I missed that. Somebody message retracted. Okay, I don't know what that's. Well, thank you for the donation anyway. I don't know what I missed that. So, but thank you again for that donation anyway. JJ said Vegas is going to shut down. A lot of things, guys, are just absolutely shutting down. I mean, they have canceled March Madness. D-Wine? Chase Muller just said D-Wine. I have no idea. Thank you again for the donation again, though. I don't know what you meant by the D-Wine thing, so I have no idea. So, anyway, you've had all these different events are closed. I mean, they've canceled the rest of spring training, delayed the opening of baseball for 2 weeks. The NBA has canceled their season at this point for right now, suspended everything. The NHL has done the same thing. They're canceling concerts. All the different musicians, are going around. They're canceling their concert dates. I mean, if you really look at the monetary loss of everything that is going on, it is insane. I mean, it is absolutely insane. Hey, Christy, my doctor told me today 90% sure I have it, but no test. Wow. Well, just try to recover, push those fluids, get your rest. That's the biggest thing. Sorry to hear that, actually. That's sad. Now, here's something I wanted to share with you guys, too. My mother, who is in, compromised health, she's 76 years old. She has breathing problems. She gets bronchitis every winter. She's been sick for months. She's okay at the moment. Had to go to the doctor's today. And the doctor had just come back from some big conference. The doctor's not even seeing his patients face to face because he doesn't want to have the possibility that he possibly could be exposing that population because a lot of his clientele are older. He doesn't want to meet them face to face. So they're kind of doing like, relaying messages and stuff like that. So think about that when the doctors are really restricting their visiting the different patients because they don't want to spread this. And I think that's awesome. I highly commend the doctor for being proactive in that thing. But that just happened to my mother yesterday. Hey, I'd better. Oh, wait a minute. I just want to see what that one said there. Hold on a second. Better get out and clean the Harley so it doesn't get the virus. Yes, George, I will make sure that I do that. It's safe. It has been in isolation. The Harley is in good shape. So thank you so much. Miss Woke, New York City. New York City schools are still open. I kept my daughter home this week. I do not blame you. Thank you very much for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. No, I don't blame you at all, especially with it spreading the way it is down in New York City already. I will guarantee you there's a lot more people out there. And again, I'm going to bring this up again. Under testing going on. Guys, I see we're at 1.7 in the chat. We're at 371 on the thumbs up. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that to show support, I absolutely would appreciate that. And thank you ahead of time. And, I have an announcement for you guys too. I want to bring this up here in just a moment. But if you are not subscribed to the channel, if you would subscribe as well, I would appreciate that. Watch Mike DeWine Fox interview. Okay, hold on a second. on Ohio. Okay, Chase. So now you got it out there. Why did you retract that before? I don't know why you retract. So Mike DeWine, Fox interview on Ohio. Thank you again for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. Prepper Chris 1, maybe North Korea, China does trade with them. I don't. I don't know. Prepper Chris 1. I'm not sure, but thank you for that donation as well. So I wanted to make a quick announcement here for you guys. Little Prepper Lady, a lot of you will know who she is. She is obviously out of school as well right now with college. So she kind of has started her channel going again. She made a video yesterday with her son, but she's going to be taking her channel back over. And she had let her son play with that for a while. She's actually going to be doing a live stream tonight after I'm done with my live stream. So she's planning on going live at 9 o'clock tonight. So if you would like, go on over. And it's Little Prepper Lady. A lot of you will remember her from last summer. She did a lot of live streams with me. And so she will be doing her live stream tonight. So go over there, show her some love. And she's a little bitty thing. And that's why she's Little Prepper Lady. So she's under 5 feet tall. So a little tiny thing. So go over and definitely show her some love. Okay. So anyway, what do we got here? Missing something. I think North Korea gave it to the world is what I meant. Oh, okay. Prepper Chris 1. You know what? I'm going to always stick to by what I said before. Hold on a second. We've got a bunch of people here. I just want to make sure I get these comments. We'll go back to that in a second. Tink Tink 13, my prepper sister, Michelle White, is joining us in the chat tonight. Will you give her a shout out? Well, Michelle White, welcome to the chat. I'm glad you're joining us tonight, and you can thank your sister, Tink Tink 13. And thank you, Tink Tink, for that donation as well. Anthony says, I work for a wastewater treatment plant. What is your opinion? Can I contact the virus or should I leave? You know what? I don't know what the severity would be with a waste treatment plant. To be honest with you, I really don't know how long it can survive in the water. So I'm sorry I can't help you with that. I don't really have the answer to that question, so I apologize. Donna Smith, my employer is having us work from home until further notice. Richmond, Virginia is closing schools and events. I'm not going anywhere. Self-imposed shelter in place. Donna, I don't blame you, and thank you very much for that donation as well. I do appreciate that, and very nice of you. Thank you. Just want to make sure we get down here. But as far as getting the virus through the water, I don't think you can get it through that. I don't know for sure. Like I said, if I had the answer, I would give it to you. But that answer, I don't know. But I know, like I said, living on surfaces, I don't know if it can live in water. I really don't. But I would be very careful anyway, to be honest with you, because you just don't know. There's too many unknowns with this thing still. Anybody out there saying they have a cure for it, as far as the general public, don't believe it. Hey, Chase, what's your feeling on face masks? Are they working or not? I think if you have an N100 or higher, it helps block out the smaller particles. What you got to be careful of is your eyes and that type of stuff. And again, the hard part of this whole thing is if it can live in the air for a while and there's nobody around, you're not going to have your mask on. You can walk through and breathe something that was out there from somebody else that had it before, and you can get that way as well. There's too many people coming up with this virus that they don't have a source of where that came from. So that is very concerning as far as I'm concerned. So that's something that we all need to be paying attention to. A lot of people are starting to shelter in place, and I totally get it. And if you can do it, I absolutely recommend it. Like I said, today I was doing some secondary shopping. There was nobody in those stores. I went, first of all, and I went in the middle of the day, so it wasn't like after 5 o'clock either. I went to the hardware store first, and it was me and the people that were working in there. So I went in there, I got what I wanted, and I got out of there. And then I went over to Tractor Supply, and I picked up more feed, more dog food, more cat food, like I said, and I got out of there. And then I've been home the rest of the day. So, just very, very low key. I live in Oneida County, New York, and we now have declared a state of emergency. All schools closed until mid-April. You know what? They're doing that everywhere. I know that in town today they still had school. They had a half day today. I know that. I don't know if they've made the call to cancel schools in this district yet as far as regular school. As far as the colleges, I know that, like with my daughter, she was off this week anyway for spring break. They extended that another week, and then after that week, they're going to have it set up where they do online only classes for the rest of the semester. So right now, Heather is at her mom's house for a couple days, and she will be back home on Sunday. So, we'll just take care of that as we go at that point. So, yeah, they're doing a lot of delays. I don't know why they're doing as many delays as they are. It's kind of sad, to be honest with you. Wolfang just said, use common sense. Makes sense. Very good advice. The biggest thing is still what I've been really trying to drive home for quite a while with you guys. Don't panic. The panic people are out there now. They're all in the store in droves. And again, if you still need to shop late at night, first thing in the morning before the crowds get in there, the last thing I would want to do is go shopping on the weekend. Don't go on the weekend if you can help it. Again, go late at night when there's not a lot of people around. I did a lot of my shopping late at night. And when I say late at night, I'm talking 11, 11:30, midnight. Nobody's in there, just staff. And so, that's the best time to go because you're not interacting with a whole bunch of people. And the night shift people are not interacting with a whole lot of people either because they work the night shift. So, and I'm glad I listened to you. My stores are empty. Well, I'm glad that, that you did as well. Hold on a second. I want to read that comment. Lori, how are you? Rydell, thank you for all that you do. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for that donation as well. I do appreciate that. All right, guys, I see we're at 2.1 in the chat, and we're at 773 on the thumbs up. If you would shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel, I absolutely would appreciate that, and thank you ahead of time. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you also hit that bell notification so you get all notifications of what we're doing here at the homestead. I live stream 3 days a week, and I put up videos every single day. So, we are here. We're not going anywhere. So, we need to delay the virus so medical is not overwhelmed. Well, that's the whole thing. But the problem is, and that's a great thing to say. But the problem is they're not testing enough people at this point. They don't have enough test kits still. And so you have a lot of people walking around asymptomatic, which means they're not showing any signs or symptoms that are sick. Hey, Mac, what does common sense smell like? Yeah, it's very rare, so you won't really see what it smells like very much anymore, that's for sure. Thank you for that donation as well. But again, we're not having enough people tested, so you have a lot of people walking around and spreading this virus all over the place. That's one of the reasons why I encourage you not to go to the stores with all the rest of the sheep during the middle of the day. Today was crazy, the number of people out and about. I had a lot of people sending me pictures, showing me what the stores were like. My sister telling me, because she was one of those sheeple out in the stores today, finally waking up and realizing, hey, wow, my prepper brother is not crazy. So, but again, you know what? We can talk to her blue in the face, and some people are still never going to wake up, which is sad. It really is. But, we just do the best we can and try to get ready the best we can and prepare, for what's coming. You missed my comment. Oh, hold on a second. Would like to know what you think. The Seekers? What was your comment? If you would put it up there again and somebody make sure I see it. I did not see your comment. So I'm looking for it right now, the Seeker. So if you throw it up there right now, I'll see what you said. Just giving him a minute to put that up there. Homeschooling has never been so cool. Jenny Williams just said that. That's true. That is for sure. Oh, they're not putting it back up there, so I don't know. Anyway, but, it's just, we just got to stay vigilant, guys. That's the biggest thing. Just panic is the enemy. There's plenty of them out there panicking. I mean, you're seeing in the stores People are fighting. They're fighting over toilet paper, which is just insane. So I do online grocery store. That's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But homeschooling's always been cool. That's right. Yep, that's the way to go. Yeah, if you can get the kids away from the indoctrination, it's definitely a good thing. But hold on a second. I got a comment here I want to read. ER nurse, I'm so pissed off that they threw out our medical professionals to the wind. No tests. Hold on a second. No PPE. And this was not covered in Event 201. Well, and again, they're not testing. They're not protecting the medical staff, and that's absolutely a problem. Absolutely a problem. And it's unfortunate. It really is, because they definitely should be looking out for the people that are taking care of the people that need the help. Will we become overwhelmed in the system like Italy is right now? I think it's coming. Because, again, they haven't even begun close to testing enough people. And it blows me away, because as they continue to delay and wait, what's happening? The virus is spreading more and more and more. If you want to try to contain this thing, they need to really lock things down and get it squared away. There's a lot more positive people now in New York City. The governor even admitted there's probably thousands of people walking around in New York with the virus right now. And that's scary. That haven't been tested, that don't know. And here's the worst part about this, guys. They don't know that they're sick. So it's like, if you knew that you were sick, you're going to avoid people, try to go seek treatment or whatever you need to do. But if you don't know you're sick, you're just going to continue to live your life like normal and thinking about how many other people are being infected. Italy is at a 47% death rate. Yeah, so, there's something to think about. Hey, Mac, if I run out of TP, I have plenty of T-shirts. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. And you can rinse them out and stuff like that as well, which is good. Yeah, and here's the thing is, I don't get the whole toilet paper thing. People should be focusing on food. Water should be first and second thing that you're really stocking up on, especially if we end up having some kind of a quarantine or a lockdown. You're going to need to have food and water on hand. I had a conversation today. I'm going to share this with you guys, okay? When I went to the hardware store, we were talking about this. Hey, MT Coiner, no virus in Montana yet, coming soon, I'm sure. I'm sure it's already there, and they just haven't been testing for it. Chicken Little, because of your channel, hold on a second. Because of your channel, I shut down the office today and now work remote. My coworkers who listened are prepping for months. Good. I'm glad to hear that. And thank you very much for that donation, Chicken Little. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Again, it's like, so I had a conversation. I wanted to share this with you. And this is kind of, now, I'm not trying to throw this individual under the bus, and I won't tell you if it was male or female or anything like that, but we are in the hardware store and we're talking about stuff. And the lady said, well, I have plenty of water. Why would I have water? I could just turn on my tap. And I said to her, go on. I go, listen. Oh, sorry. I just gave it away that she was female. I said, listen. I said, if the pumps go off and there's no power, how are you going to get water? And she goes, well, what do you mean? Don't they have backup generators? I go, not in a small town like this, they don't. I said, so if the power goes off, the pump stopped working, you're not going to have any water. And it was like this light bulb went off, and I could see it go off over her head. And she was like, oh, I never thought of that. She goes, I better go get water. You think? So, I mean, and I'm not trying to say that the woman was stupid, but it was like she just was unaware. Nobody had told her. So that's part of the problem that we have, not enough information being shared that people realize the ramifications of inactivity, Hey, Marvel Mom, stay safe, everyone. If you are unloading groceries back to your driveway, so nosy neighbors cannot keep track of what you're bringing home. That is a great tip, Marvel Mom, and thank you so much for that donation. I appreciate that, and it's great advice. Carl Miller, when I think I'm set, I think of something else. Yeah, I'm kind of been the same way. I'm trying to put myself in a position where I literally have to go nowhere or do nothing for months if that's what it had to be. And that's one of the reasons why I really loaded up on food, because of a fellow commenter. Hey, Michelle White, time frame for martial law. You know what? Best guess, I would say 2 weeks, to be honest with you. If I'm giving you my opinion. It doesn't mean it's going to be 100% accurate, but I would suggest that you really pay attention 2 weeks from now and see where things are. The National Guard units are being called up. They're being called up on Monday. Okay. So they're getting these people in place for what? We do not know. But think about that. There's something to think about, okay? They're not calling them up for their health. So that's what you got to think about. What is the agenda? What are they planning? What are they going to, what are they going to do? And so you really need to think about that and plan accordingly. All right? Again, we prepare for the best, or we hope for the best. I'm sorry. We hope for the best. I said it wrong. And we prepare for the worst. That's what we need to do. And now I want you to think about this too. They're setting up, according to the president today with his talk, they're going to set up these places where you can go to get tested. Isn't that wonderful? You can go and be tested and see if you're safe or not. So here's a question for you, and I want you to think about this. What happens when you test positive? Are you going to get to go home? Probably not. I'm sure they have containment centers already set up, and if you want to call them FEMA camps, whatever you want to call them, they're set up. Hold on one second. Tanasha, hopefully I'm saying your name right. I apologize if I said it wrong. Last name Love. Best definitely for preps. Don't tell what you have. Yeah, if you can keep a low profile, I'm kind of screwed because everybody knows what I'm doing. Hey, Mary Lapp, guy in California selling paper for $100 a roll. Toilet paper. Wow, that's crazy. Hey, Mac, same thing with natural gas. Gas gets you by compressor pump. Hold on one second. I want to make sure I read your comment here. Pressure pump station, useless. You live by a wellhead, unless you live by a wellhead. You're exactly right. Thank you both for the donations. I do appreciate that as well. And great points. Real great points. Again, you want to keep a low profile if you can. Don't advertise to everybody. Like I said, I put myself out here on YouTube, and I'm out here, okay? And people know who I am. People who don't like me know where I am, okay? But again, and I've said this before, the last place that you are going to want to go if an SHTF event happens is to a prepper's retreat, thinking you're going to go in there and take their stuff. And that's where I'm going to leave that at, because it's just, it's not going to end well. That's, and preppers are ready. So I'll just put it like that. Are they going to take our food? Kat just asked that. You know what? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. They could try to say that people are hoarding and that they're going to try to confiscate stuff. But again, they still have to come in and confiscate it. Are you going to let all your hard work and be taken by somebody else so that can be distributed amongst the rich people and the people that did nothing? I'm not. So, that's kind of where I'm at with that. You're going to have a decision to make if that type of a situation comes up. The schoolboy in UK was selling squirt hand sanitizer in school. Wow. That's just crazy. Oh, my goodness. They said it would take 24 hours to get the test results from the drive-thrus. Right, so now they have all your information, so they get you the test results. They got all your information. They know where you live. So then guess what they also know? They know where to come and pick you up if you test positive. And that's when you'll find out that you're positive, when they knock on your door. So something to think about as well. I mean, these are things that we really have to take into consideration. Guys, I see we're at 2.6 in the chat. We're at 1.1 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, and if you would do that, I would appreciate that. And thank you very much ahead of time. I also I'm going to remind people, because we got a lot more new people in the chat now. Little Prepper Lady, who a lot of you will know who she is, did a lot of live streams with me last year. She's going to be live streaming right after my show is done at 9 o'clock. So if you would like to go and check her out, show her some support and love, I would appreciate that. And check out her live stream tonight. Lori Nielsen, my narcissistic daughter is coming around now, and and I went and bought 305-gallon water tank. Very nice that she got that water tank. But of course she's coming around now. Yeah, because it's like now they're scared. That's why they're coming around. The Seekers, New York City, using, hold on a second. I want to make sure I read your comment. Using all the tests, why Western New York has only one case. Well, that makes sense, right? Because they're not testing the people up here like they need to be. And, well, I know that there's 2 confirmed cases in Monroe County, which is the next county over from where I'm at. So that's scary. It's scary to think about. And like I said, guys, honestly, and again, I'm going to give you my opinion. I believe it's all over the place already. They've let this thing spread. They've dragged their heels on purpose because they want it to spread. So what's that agenda all about, So are you saying maybe we shouldn't get tested? I'm not saying that, Baroness, at all. I'm not saying that we shouldn't get tested. But again, if you think you might be sick, maybe it might be better to self-isolate and really not share a lot of information with people. Now, if you are in a category that's going to be a lot more compromised, you need to be careful with that because maybe you need advanced treatment. Okay. But again, we talked about this the other day, folks. Italy, they are at a point now where they have to decide, the doctors are having to make the decision of who is the most savable people to treat. I want you to think about that because as things continue to accelerate, that's going to happen here too. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see that happen. The systems, the medical system is not prepared for this type of disaster. They never have been, and they never will be. I don't care how much they're saying that they're ready and they're all patting themselves on the back, talking about how they're all doing a great job. They're not prepared for this. There's not enough medical staff to deal with this type of a crisis, okay? So again, it's going to also come down to they're going to make decisions on who do we help and who do we not help? So the best thing you can do, in my opinion, for a lot of it is help yourself. Hey, Chicken Little, World War III, your thoughts on wait a minute, hold on, I want to read the rest of your comment there. Hold on. Your thoughts as to the why. I don't know if it would be World War III as far as that goes. You might see that come down the road from this. You just don't know because what we have to understand, what's going to happen is as this thing accelerates, we have to blame somebody. It has to be somebody's fault. Well, who's the convenient patsy at the moment? That would be China, right? Because that's where it started. Again, I personally believe that it started in that containment area. That's where it started. And so you're going to see that, it was either released by accident or on purpose. I believe it was by accident. They're messing with things that they shouldn't mess with. Now, there are those type of facilities all over the world in every country. They're doing biological research. All of those places are. Hey, Regina Bishop, thank you very much for that donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And again, so, they're going to look for somebody to blame for this. And so when you got a lot of pissed off people and you got a lot of dead people, they're going to look for somebody to blame. And so right now, China is blaming the U.S. for the virus. I knew they were doing that, RV Source. I knew that they were, saying that we released it over there. Could we have? Of course we could have. Absolutely, it could have happened. But I don't think that that's the case. I really don't. Because if China really thought that we released that virus to kill a bunch of them, they would already pulled the trigger on either nuking us or EMPing us at this point. Because what would they have to lose at that point, realistically? So, in Italy, stay in quarantine. Yeah, well, I know in Italy right now, if you break quarantine, they're talking it's 3 years in prison. So, it's definitely, they're not playing around over there. Too many cases, too many people dying. The numbers continue to jump up. You have, Italy's got 17,660 cases with 1,266 dead. Iran, and I think the second part is being underreported, they have 11,364 cases, which I'm sure they have much more than that. And they're saying they only have 514 dead. That doesn't make sense. I'm sure that number is much, much higher. You have South Korea with 7,979 cases with 71 dead. You have Spain with 122 dead. You have France with 79 dead. You have all these continuing to jump up. Again, the U.S., we're at 2,269 cases with 48 dead and 31 recovered, is what they're telling us anyway. Again, some things to think about. All the cruise lines have halted. They're none of them, per the request of the president. So none of these cruises are going out at the moment. All right. Think about, here's something else interesting. All the federal prisons are not having any visitors come to the prisons for the next 30 days. That was information that I just got as well. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw this, that the federal student loans, the interest is being waived for right now. The president just said that the other day as well. Let's see. Oh, and here's the best part. And this is what I thought was really interesting, which I believe is a complete and utter lie. China is saying they have the virus under control in China. I don't believe it for a second. Absolutely do not believe it for a second. I think it's spreading all over there like crazy. Hey, Nicholas Price, poop shoot the Patron bottle. Okay, so the Patron bottle. You guys are seeing a Patron bottle. I did not drink the Patron. My sister gave me the bottle. What that has in there, it has coins in there. So I use it for a coin collector. I did not drink that. So just putting that out there, just ahead of so you guys know. It's I use it for coins. And I was just talking to a friend of mine about that today, talking about the Patron bottle, and people keep asking about it. So yeah, it's absolutely, it's a coin collector, and I did not drink the Patron. Like I said, my choice is good vodka, not rock gut vodka. If I'm going to drink hard liquor, it's going to be vodka, and generally that's Absolute. I like my Absolute, and I like my White Russians. White Russians and vodka wedge, which a vodka wedge, some of you are going to say, what's that? Vodka, grapefruit, and orange juice. Combination of the three, awesome. So, and if you haven't tried it, here's some advice. Go out there and do it. It's awesome. If you like to get your drink on. So, but yesterday in a checkout line, woman said she was going on a cruise in 30 days. Well, not anymore. She's not, because they shut down all the cruises. So, but, don't believe what, hold on one second. I wanted to see what don't believe what GE was referring to. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that, JJ. Like I said, guys, first of all, everybody's going to have their opinion. They're going to think different things. We're all not going to think the same thing, which is fine. And I'm absolutely okay with that. Not all the information that's coming in the chat is going to be accurate. What I'm giving you, the information that I have, is the most accurate information that is being put out there. That's what I'm going to give you. Now, some of it I agree with, some of it I don't agree with. Okay, like when I talk about the numbers, I definitely don't believe that at all. So, anyway, I see we're at 2.8 in the chat now. We're at 1.3 on the thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, if you would do that to show support for the channel, I absolutely would appreciate that. And thank you ahead of time for that. And also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon as well so you get all the notifications. Let's see. Did you get a package in the mail today? Oh, yes. Okay, so I got a package in the mail. What I got to tell you about that. So I had, when you guys I did my video, hey, MT Coiner, how much food needed? Oh, hold on a second. For a family of 3 for 3 months. They have, if you go on, online and they have a food, type in food calculator. And that will tell you exactly how much food you need for 3 months, 6 months, a year. And that'll tell you the breakdown of what you should have for your family. That would be the best way to do it, because I can't give you the whole list, that way, off the top of my head. But that would be it's called a food calculator. And that will tell you exactly what you need, how many pounds of everything for a family of 3 for 3 months. So please check that out. So getting back to talking about the package that came. Had a package today sitting on the steps when I did my video. I didn't realize it was there. And I'm like, I wonder what this is. So I brought it in the house, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised, because a while ago, and I told you guys about this, I ordered extra cartridges, the filters for my Berkey. So it comes 2 in a package, okay? I ordered 2 extra packages so I would have 4 extra filters for my Berkey. I already had 1 backup package already. I got the one I'm using. I have a backup already, but I wanted to get 2 more. So I ordered the 2 more. They came today. So I was really, really pleased to get that today. So that's what came. That was what the package was today. So I'm glad I stocked up last week and I'm not running around to the store today. I don't. Beaner Girl 01, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, and that's smart. I'm glad that you did that as well. Hey, Nikki Johnson. Hold on. Over 1,000 CEOs stepped down from major companies in 2019. Many more are leaving in 2020. Bill Gates just stepped down. Why are they leaving and where are they running to? That is a very good question, and I do not have the answer for that. Thank you very much for that donation. That is something that's very interesting, though, yes. I'm sure Gates is stepping down because why does he need to do it anymore? He doesn't need to. But we don't know what the reasoning is of why they're doing what they do. I would imagine, yeah, they're going to New Zealand. I know that a lot of the power elite have places in New Zealand. It wouldn't shock me if a lot of those people are already there and already in lockdown, trying to avoid getting the virus. That would not shock me at all. But our pets will soon turn on us. You know what, Amy? If this thing really gets out of hand? Now, I want you guys to think about this. If this thing really gets out of hand and people are dying in large numbers, pets are going to be turned loose. Well, unfortunately, what will happen is dogs will pack up together and they will go back to being wild and they will hunt. One of the things they will probably hunt will be human beings because we're food. And in a large pack, we wouldn't have the ability to fight off a large pack like that. So depending on how big the pack would be. So that's something to be aware of as well if things really got out of hand. I don't think that's going to be the case, but if it did, that's what would happen. Let's see, we got Red Wolves 2015. I'm going to get some more food tomorrow morning early before the crowd. I'm going to my local mom and pop grocery store. What are your thoughts on the testing being done in the parking lots of Walmart and Target? Like I said, I found that really bizarre, to be honest with you, and it's a good time to go shopping, so that's a good call. The whole thing with them doing that in the parking lots, I thought that was quite bizarre. And what is it? So let's think about that for a second. They're going to set up stations. And thank you so much for that donation too, by the way. I don't want to forget to say that. They're setting up testing stations in Walmart parking lots, Walgreens, Targets, and those type of places. Okay, they're in the parking lots. What does that tell you? I'm going to tell you what it tells me. It tells me that they think that this is going to get very, very bad, and that a lot of people are going to be sick. And so they're setting up these stations so people can go and get tested. That's frightening, my friends. That is frightening, and it's something to think about. Really, something to think about. So. You need to definitely think about that. Again, I'm going to always encourage you to remain calm. Do not panic. Panic is the enemy. Let's remember that, okay? Continue to prepare the best way that you can. Like I said, I haven't been to the grocery store because, it's a madhouse. And I wouldn't have gone today anyway. But it's absolutely crazy out there right now. Hey, JT, Google event 201, and you'll find out why Bill Gates bugged out. Hold on a second. Also, indictments are coming very soon. Thank you very much for that donation, and thank you for your comment. I've heard that thing about indictments coming soon for probably the last 2 years, and indictments still haven't happened. But you know what? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm saying a fact. People have been talking about, the indictments are coming. The indictments are coming. Those people are going to jail. No indictments have happened. What I want you guys to also remember, okay, and I've said this many, many times, Republican in this hand, Democrat in this hand, okay, two sides of the same coin. They're the same thing. In the end of the day, they're working together. For the rich friends, for themselves, they do not care about us. Remember that. We need to care about each other and work on helping each other. Smoke weed every day. Great advice. That'll help you just forget about all your problems and you won't worry about a thing. Hey, if you want to get high, but get your stuff done first. So, let's see. The grid will be fine. The virus does not kill the electronics. Okay, so we're going to address that a second. Talked about that a little bit in another video. If this coronavirus gets crazy and a lot of people are having issues and a lot of people start dying, People are not going to go out and fix the grid. If there is an issue, if there is a storm, something happens, the lines are down, there's a power outage, some idiot hits a power pole, like happens quite a bit, right? And the power's out in a certain area. That power's not coming back on because nobody's going to be going out there to fix it. So that's what you need to plan for as well. We need to plan for every contingency of what may happen, okay? Hey, Prepper Chris 1, PN1, you are my hero. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say that. And thank you again for that donation. I appreciate that. Like I said, guys, we just need to be vigilant. We need to be smart. We need to be prepared. We need to be ready because, again, if they do a full lockdown, let's say they decide to enact martial law. It's not going to be like, call you on your phone. Yes, hello. Just so you know, tomorrow at midnight, we'll be enacting martial law. Just wanted to give you a heads up. They're not doing that. You'll get, when you'll get notification when you see the streets, the main highways shut off and nobody can travel on the highways anymore, and they're turning people around and say, go home. Okay. That's when you're going to know that it's a real deal and what's happening. You're not going to get a notification. They're not going to shoot you a mass email. There'll be an announcement and then boom, it's in place. They're moving troops right now as we speak, my friends. The National Guard is being called up. What reason? Okay. Get your last minute things that you need to get taken care of. Oh, and did you like my phone, by the way? That's a light. Improvising, see? Using what's available. So I'm sorry. I'm a goof. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, Angie Clark. Just read Justin's post. I missed Justin's post. Thank you for that donation, too, by the way. I have no idea what it was. Let's see. Guys, I see we're at 2.9 in the chat, and we're at 1.5 on the thumbs up. We got to hit 2,000 some thumbs up, guys. We got like 45 minutes here before I jump off. We got to get 500 more thumbs up to get to 2,000 anyway. Florida called up the National Guard today. That's I want to make sure I give credit to who said that. And that was Miss Maybe Bunny. Okay, well, thank you very much for that information. And that's not a surprise at all. What about truck drivers in martial law? You know what? That's a great question, and I don't know the answer for that. If they don't keep the trucks running, there will be no supplies. So I would imagine they would probably still keep the trucks running. They would be highly regulated. The trucks would be searched. They would make sure people weren't smuggling people or contraband. They absolutely would be doing that. Guys, if you are not subscribed to the channel as well, would you please make sure you subscribe? Make sure you also hit that bell icon as well. So I do appreciate that as well. Another 45 minutes. No, not tonight. Again, like I said, I want to just put it out there again. Little Prepper Lady's going to go on. And actually, what I'm going to encourage her to wait till like 9:15 because maybe I'll go to like 10 after. I'll go to 10 after 9, okay? So I'm going to encourage her to not do her live stream until 9:15, but she's going to be